like one of these?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah,
no problem.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take one. Thank you. Set up Bedford Avenue. Close to our Trans-Alt. Go to Lake Cove and stuff. Oh, can I take a picture of the hoodie, please? I'll get back to you. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, more of those or no? Or that? Okay, the last one, right?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool.
It's just good to have, like, yeah, it's just good to have, like.
Just want to make sure everyone's.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, someone's going around with signage, but also want to check in with
Please, well.
Hey.
Getting over to the left.
Would anyone like a sign for photo taking?
So this has a lot of meaning for me, let alone I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea.
Thank you, thank
Okay, so we'll start gathering people. Folks, we're gonna start gathering here. We're gonna be speaking from here, and we want to have the crowd standing up and around us while we're speaking. So please come forward, find a sign, stand up here, please. It would be great to show the energy of all the neighbors holding signs. We have many around here. Yeah, and we'll get started in a few minutes. There's also some coffee and snacks over here. Yes. Anyone need a sign? What else need a sign? Yeah, if we can kind of gather closer. We have NBC4 here. We have other media organizations. So this is a great opportunity to show the broad support for this project. So we come in a little bit more, and especially partners. Speaking. Would you like to stand here as well? And okay. Oh, sure. Sorry. Testing. And we're still waiting for some of our guests speakers to arrive. But we want to be ready. You feel comfortable stepping down? Yeah, okay, we'll just pass the door. Okay. Is that okay for you to pivot, or would you prefer? Okay. Great. Yeah, we're still waiting. Yeah, do we have extra? Yeah, we have extra time. Anyone? We have other time.
It's very
Together, just a team. Some more.
Yeah, it makes it look good for the camera. Like
Well,
a little
some of us
closer,
are
please,
short.
closer. It looks better for the optics, guys. Thank you.
Well, some of us are short, so we can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just stand wherever. Would you mind joining us? Or you don't have to say the whole, if you wanna, if it's comfortable. Yeah, would you? Great. And then if we can just kind of bring it a little bit closer. Do you want to be? Yeah. Can you see that?
You want to hold the sign?
Come in a little bit closer. So we're let me check on the timing. Awesome. All right, check. Good morning, Better Bedford. Good morning, my name is Kathy Park Price. I'm the Brooklyn organizer for Transportation Alternatives. Standing here with colleagues from TA as well as our TA Brooklyn Activist Committee members. What a wonderful day to be gathered to fight for safe streets here under the butt of the horse of Ulysses S. Grant, here at the intersection of Bedford, Rogers, and Dean. We're here to demand a safer Bedford Avenue. Woo! Woo! Yes. We know that protected bike lanes improve safety for all. Today we'll hear, see, and feel the reality of Bedford Avenue. And I want to shout out our partners who reflect a broad cross-section and the broad community support for a better and safer Bedford Avenue. So feel free to applaud after each name. Councilmember Chi Osei. Councilmember Lincoln Ressler. State Senator Jabari Brisport. Assembly Member Farah Sufrant Forrest. District Leader Shaquana Boykin. CB8 Transportation Committee Chair Rob Witherwax. Bedside Gateway Bid. PS 93. The Arts School of Arts and Letters, 305 United. Stoops, Bed-Stuy. Good Co. Bike Club. Art Shack, Brooklyn. And last but not least, Transportation Alternatives and the TA Brooklyn Activist Committee. Great, so I want to, we're gonna kind of we're waiting for some of the speakers, like the council member, but we wanna get the show on the road so we can do the walking and the talking. So we will invite the speakers who are here. Do we have anyone from Farah's office or Jabari Brisports? Okay, so we will go to District Leader Shaquana Boykin.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. When I say safe, you say streets. Safe. Streets. Safe. Streets. Yes. So, as you know, I am a bike rider. I live in public housing right in Fort Greene, and I need everyone to know that we need to feel safe walking, biking, and driving. Yeah. So, I'm here today to make sure that we can understand what everyone is going through, right? So I know people power means that we can work together and get what we need. We need safer streets and we want them now. I'm not gonna take up too much time, but I'm here, I'm an ally, and I'm ready.
Okay. PS 93. Tom Orden, 4th grade teacher.
Good morning, everyone. Like Kathy said, my name is Thomas Morden. I'm a 4th grade teacher at PS 93. But more importantly, I'm a person. And for too long, our neighborhood, our city, our country has been built around cars, not people. Working together, we can change that and work for a better future for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, from Stoops, Bed-Stuy, Miss Al Boogie and Miss Pia Monique Murray.
Check, check. Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Al Boogie from Stoops, Bed-Stuy. I live and work in Bed-Stuy. Every member of Stoops rides a bike. I was riding a bike up Bedford Avenue before there was even a bike lane. And the scary part between Bedford and Atlantic is not fun. So, just coming out as a community member saying a safe bike lane, a protected bike lane is good for bikers and walkers, which we are. And we've had many people in our lives, unfortunately, be seriously hurt or killed because of unprotected bike lanes. So we're here to support a better Bedford Avenue. And I'll hand it over to Pia.
You know, at Stoops, we create activity that happens out in the streets. We gather people of all ages, elders and children. And so it's really important that we have safe streets so that we can continue to dance as well as walk and bike and run and just be, right? The streets are for people as much as they are for the vehicles. I would even say they are more for the people than they are for vehicles. So it's really important to prioritize our safety.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Okay. Next, I'd like to welcome Rob Witherwax, who's the Transportation Committee Chair of CB8, where we're standing right now.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. To be clear, Community Board 8 doesn't have a position on this project because we don't want to substitute our judgment for that of the professionals who designed this. DOT came to us in March of 2023 with this plan. It's now almost April 2024. Come on, bring it. We're ready for it.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we have some of our partners you'll hear from on the walk at various stops, but I just want to point out the Bed-Stuy Gateway Bid is here. Representatives, we'll hear from them at Fulton, but if you wanted to say some words now, I welcome you to.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be a part of this as the Bed-Stuy Gateway bid because it is one of part of the intersections that we have on Fulton Street where it's congested and it's hard to move, and when you have bikes included in that and not being safe and not being able to make the turns and not hit anybody, this is a great thing. It has to happen.
Let's do it. What do we want? Better Bedford. And then when do we want it now? What do we want? Safe streets. When do we want it now? What do we want?
Better Bedford.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
Woo! So, we're looking for our other partners. I just want to make sure that we are not missing any of the elected officials or the reps. We wanted to get the program started, but Councilmember Osei is on his way. Sorry? Okay, Arlene, do you want to say a few words? Because you had an experience that you, okay. Okay. Arlene Gillen from Councilmember Osei's office.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so I live right here on Pacific in Bedford, and a couple years ago, I'm minding my business, getting on my bike, about to turn onto Bedford, and I always wait for the light to turn red, so it's safer for me to at least get onto the bike lane. As I'm getting onto the bike lane, I'm looking toward my right, and there is a van headed straight for me, and of course I freeze. Thankfully, he wasn't going that fast. When he bumped my back wheel, I wasn't injured or not here anymore. It's really, really important for particularly Bedford Avenue to get a protected bike lane. Yes. Period. Yeah. It will save people's lives. And thankfully, I wasn't injured that day, but it's just better for everyone to have a protected bike lane on this thoroughfare. Yes. It's just needed. That's it.
Get Bedford done! 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 Okay, so we have a few more minutes. We're gonna chill for a few more minutes while we wait for our elected officials that we know are on their way.
He's on No Street.
Sorry?
He said he's on No Street.
Oh, he's on No Street. Okay. So the guest of honor is en route. While we are waiting, I want to invite anyone to share their Bedford Avenue story. We're going to hear from folks along the way, but if anyone wants to speak about share their personal experience, welcome that. Also, Mike Lyden is right here, a Bed-Stuy neighbor who is going to speak to us at Bedford and Atlantic, but you know, it's really loud over there. If you want to say a few things about what we'll see there, since we have some time.
Hi, good morning. It is very loud over there, so this might be... there we go. Can you hear me? Yes. All right. It's quieter here. So I looked at the data this morning. From here to Atlantic Avenue, there's been 103 crashes in just the last few years. Just these 2 blocks. So imagine what that data looks like along the whole corridor, number one. Number two, the majority of the people who are injured, 72 people injured in those 103 crashes, are people driving. So reorganizing Bedford to have the protected bike lane makes it safer for cycling, of course, but it's going to make it safer and calmer for people driving, people walking, people getting to and from the bus, right, on Bedford Avenue. Lots of bus riders coming up and down the corridor, right? And also, this is a really critical connection north for cycling, but there's very few connections east and west in the neighborhood. From Dean and Pacific, where we've got east-west bike lanes, the next east-west pair of bike lanes is a mile north of here. So Bedford gets people to and from these places, and it needs to be much safer. Thank you.
Get Bedford done! Get Bedford done! Get Bedford done! Get Bedford done! Okay, let's see. our council member, Chi Ose, has arrived. He's in the house. So welcome you to catch your breath. Okay, yeah, come on over, please. Welcome. Woo!
Hello. Good morning. Wow, I mean, thank you so much, Kathy, and to each and every one of you who's out here to advocate for a protected bike lane on Bedford Avenue. To those of you that don't know me, and to those of you that do, I'm New York City Council Member Chi Ose. I represent Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights in the New York City Council. I am a cyclist and a native New Yorker. I literally don't have my driver's license, so it's one of the only ways I can get around my district. Prior to coming into office, I made a commitment that I would fight hard for a protected bike lane on Bedford Avenue. Not only that, but DOT was very sold on the deal of getting a protected bike lane on Bedford Avenue. In my first 2 years in office, they made a commitment many times that this protected bike lane would be here last spring, then in the summer, then in the fall. And now we're in the spring of 2024 and there is still no protected bike lane. We're seeing fatalities on our streets every single week, nonetheless month here in New York City. This administration has not been taking street safety as seriously as they should be. We've seen the lack of care for safer streets, not only within Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights, but on McGinnis Boulevard. And other parts of the city in the Bronx with the bus lane. And I just have to say that I'm fed up with going back and forth on getting false promises from DOT. So this year we're going to fight harder. We're going to make more noise. We're going to make sure that the mayor hears that this protected bike lane needs to happen, not only so that we could move to and from our community, but so that we can continue saving lives of the people of Brooklyn. So I want to thank again everyone who's out here today. We need to continue fighting. We need to continue making noise. The fact that there have been multiple commitments from this agency and the fact that there's no protected bike lane is deeply disappointing, but I will not give up as long as you don't give up with me so that we can get this done. So what do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? The last thing that I will add is I do want to be transparent in terms of what the communication has been between my office and DOT. So again, I said that they've made commitments that this bike lane would happen, right? And over the past couple of weeks, they've been saying that they need to do more community engagement on the issue. They've done community engagement already. They've brought this to the community board, and there was an outpour of support for this protected bike lane. So if they want to go back to the drawing board, if they want to speak to more people about how much they want more street safety within their community, then bring it on, because we're going to make sure that this protected bike lane comes to our community. Thank you very much. Yes, what is it? Okay. We are also doing our annual bike ride on May 18th. That date is stuck in my head. To not only show support for biking and cycling within New York City, but to also continue the advocacy of fighting for a better Bedford. So thank you again, Kathy, for that reminder. I hope to see as many of you there. Is there 2 p.m. Thank you, Arlene. Is there a petition for people to sign too? Better Bedford. Has everyone here signed the petition? Have you gotten your neighbors to sign the petition? No. Maybe do that. Thank you very much.
Okay, do we have any other elected? Oh, there we go. Welcome. Standing with us over there.
Oh, absolutely,
yes.
sure.
Okay, welcome, State Senator Jabari Brisport.
You got it? Hi, good morning, everybody. Again, I'm State Senator Jabari Brisport. I biked here.
And on my way over here, I had to pass through a very narrow passage between an oncoming bus that was swerving around a double parked car and another one trying to each in and out of a parking space. And then I also, 2 blocks away, saw a biker trying to just go through the bike lane and almost get hit by a car swerving through it to make a left turn without checking. Do we need a better Bedford? Yes! Do we need a better Bedford? Yes! So when we talk about community engagement, we are the community! And we are engaged! Raise your voices, get your steps in, let's make our voices heard today.
And we don't want to die.
And we don't want to die.
It's not funny, we don't want to die.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, let's not die.
Okay, do we have representatives from Ferris Suprat Forest office? Okay. Did you say yes? Oh, okay. That was only. All right. So before we move on, I just want to make sure that we have not missed any partners. Okay. All right. So what we are going to do next is talk briefly about the walk and talk portion of this event. So we will be making stops along Bedford with speakers at each stop. We have safety marshals here to make sure that we cross the road safely. If you could raise your hand, Janet is wearing a vest, and Justin, because we do have a large group, we will be making sure that we stay together. And a big thing is not blocking the sidewalk. Make sure that it's passable for pedestrians. We don't want to push any pedestrians into the street while we're calling for street safety. So we will be mindful of taking up the space, but we have scouted out the route and have identified spots where larger crowds can gather. We have speed guns that we will be distributing along the route to make the walk interactive. We invite you to check out the speed guns, and also we will note the observations, the double parking that we see, the speed, the red light running, the lack of visibility at intersections. That will be a critical and interactive piece of the event. Also, Ricky, would you mind coming up with that photo? Would you mind just showing that real quick? So we're also going to have a visual that we'll be passing around. An education, a lot of folks know about this, but an educational element is about what we're talking about when we say that protected bike lanes improve safety for all road users. So, for example, here, you see the 4th Avenue protected bike lane, an intersection where visibility is improved at the corners because of the pedestrian islands, and with those islands, visibility is improved. The street is, the road width is standardized, so it's not extra wide. So it calms the traffic. And also because of the pedestrian islands, there's less distance for pedestrians to have to cross to engage with moving vehicles. So that makes it safer for pedestrians as well. So this is an example of the design treatments that come with protected bike lanes in New York City, and that's an example of how street safety is improved. And it's on the back, the statistics. 21% drop. There's a 21% drop in pedestrian injuries where there are protected bike lanes, and a 15. Yes, that's huge. Woo! A 15% drop in all crashes with injuries. So this is real data. This is what we're talking about, and we want a better Bedford. We want to have those safety improvements on Bedford. The mayor promised that we would have that last year, so we continue to fight for that. So we're gonna get going on our walk. So our first stop will be Bedford and Atlantic. So we're going to cross over there and walk toward on the left side. together, and then we'll invite folks during the walk to also, folks here, to share their personal experiences. So it's not just the special guests, the elected officials, but the community is invited to share their personal experiences as we go. Any questions? And there are media organizations here. Are there any questions from reporters? Okay. And I don't think we missed anyone from our partners. Is there anyone who wants to share any final closing thoughts about A Better Bedford?
I just want to say I live off of Bedford, and every day, much like the state senator was talking about. You got it.
I live off of Bedford, and every day I see situations just like the state senator was talking about. I'm on Bedford and Jefferson. Jefferson was another one of the bike lane projects abandoned by Mayor Adams. And every day I see huge trucks, as we've seen, coming by, feet away from cyclists and from pedestrians, children on the street going to school. And it's incredibly scary. And like the city councilman, so the council member said, we don't want to die. So
Lincoln Russell's here. Lincoln's here.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Sorry. Thank you for sharing that personal story. What was your name?
David.
Thanks, David. And look who's here on his bike. We'll just give the Councilmember Lincoln Ressler, a moment to get situated, and we'll invite him to come and speak to the group. And then we're going to take a quick group picture up front, everyone here, and then get on the walk. Well, let's welcome Councilmember Lincoln Ressler. Woo!
It is good to be with you all, but I wish we didn't have to be out here. We shouldn't have to be out here.
Yep.
Again, right? Demanding safety on Bedford Avenue. We all know that we had a record number of cyclist deaths last year. We all know that we put our lives in danger every day because the city of New York has failed to implement the network of protected bike lanes that the people of New York City deserve. It is shameful. Just 10 days ago in my district, we had a cyclist on a city bike, a special ed teacher from a school in the Bronx, die on Broadway and Lorimer. These deaths are avoidable. These deaths represent a tragic policy failure by the mayor of the city of New York and the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I go to all these transportation committee hearings with my good friend Chi, and the commissioner from DOT and all of his team, they tell us, well, we would install protected bike lanes if only the council members wanted it. And here on Bedford Avenue, you have not one, not two, but 3 council members who represent this stretch of Brooklyn who are demanding a protected bike lane. Where is DOT? They have been sidelined by Mayor Adams and Ingrid Lewis-Martin. Politics are determining our safety. Mayor Adams has decided that he cares more about who he thinks is going to vote for him in 2025 than our lives. That is shameful. So let me tell you this, Mayor Adams, we are going to keep coming out here every time until we get the safety that we deserve. I really want to thank Councilmember Osei because he has led this fight. Truly. It's not always easy, but she knows that our safety freaking matters. And I know that we've got my dear friend Jabari Brisbort, our state senator, standing here every step of the way, Assemblymember Farah. We've got so many good allies who are committed to this fight. The neighborhood of Bed-Stuy has rallied around this. It's time for Mayor Adams to get with the program. Let's make it happen. Thank you all.
Let's gather up front. First of all, let's thank our participants, our partners, our elected officials. State Senator Jabari Brisbort, Councilmember Chiosei, Councilmember Lincoln Ressler, thank you so much. Before we get on our walk, let's gather up front and take a group picture super quick, and then we will make our way to Bedford and Atlantic. Okay, come up front, let's take a picture. have here? Get everyone? Yeah. Oh, we need the squish. Bring it in, bring it in. Okay. Char. Okay. Down. Okay, Michelle, how is it? Okay, closer?
Let me, sorry guys. Okay. Okay, bueno. All right, everyone on the count of 3, Better Bedford. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Better Bedford!
Good? Everyone got the shot? Yes. All right. Let's meet in this corner of Bergen and Bedford. Okay, good. All right.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
So I'll meet y'all there.
Thank you so much. Sorry at the
What's Justin?
Ben.
Nice to meet you. You from born and raised in New York? Yeah. I'd rather go down to see and I was in a rush, so I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. It's so fast. If it was just a free bike lane, it would be so fast.
Okay, so a couple of these, I'm out of here.
So dumb.